Greetings, beloved human family. I am Gilles Mansillon. I send blessings and welcome. I've been asked to do a little recap on the multidimensional matrix, the 12-dimensional matrix of our sub-universe. Of course, this is only my perception of things. It is not. There is no truth outside of what we perceive at any given time. For there is always a higher truth, but it is not. Whatever your own intuition tells you is what you should follow. Whatever your heart tells you. So this is just my perception of such things. For we live in the third dimension, but we are all multidimensional. But the main focus of our being in this physical body is what we call the third dimension. It is a dimension that is an experiential dimension, which is made of experience, and it's perceived as real by the ego personality, and as we through the feeling and senses that we get through our 5 physical senses. So this is what is known as the third dimension. Of course, when we are fully joyful and happy in our life, physical life, we are on the upper part of the third dimension. But if we struggle and feel down, or we're like angry, or like, then our frequency goes down into that a lower level of the third dimension. And there is always a push and pull. So everybody's got good days and bad days. You can't really fight that. You just navigate through it. Of course, those dimensions are so rich and so vast, cannot be discussed fully. It's just like little detail of it. I hope this video will be interesting for you nevertheless. The first dimension essentially is where the precious mineral and precious metal and minerals have their consciousness and being, for they are not yet recognized as fully as a life form, but minerals are alive, but their consciousness is primarily in this first dimension. The second dimension is where the plants and animal resides. Those are elemental dimension and visible dimension, and nature spirits and so on. And little babies as well, when they first come, before we're like 3 or 4 years old, before we fully get into the fully sensory perception and experience of physical life, we remain in the second dimension. And then we move into the third dimension. Essentially, the fourth dimension is the dimension of dreams, the dimension of emotion. Those are densities of experience. They are not geometric dimensions. They are densities of experience. The fourth dimension is quite vast. It's huge. It's much bigger than the third dimension. It encompasses all of the dreams, all of the nightmares as well. On the lowest part of the fourth dimension, there is all of the dark shadows. But we need to establish ourselves on the higher part of that dimension, because when we move to the higher part, it's like all the most beautiful dreams are happening there as well. And when you reach the top of that fourth dimension, we find the Garden of Eden, or the Nirvana, or this is really the touching point with the divine, the fifth dimension above. And so this is an experience that we only experience fully when we are asleep, for we all live a double life. Because when we go to sleep, we go back to our higher self, and our higher self live in a higher dimension. That's true for everyone. Yet we are not allowed to bring back this information. We only little parts, like messages through dreams. If you have nightmares, do not pay too much attention to them. Do not let it bother you. There is all kinds of interferences that could cause that, but they're not personal to you. They're just things that are happening on the earth. So just allow yourself to create a vision, a dream, nourish your dream. Do not focus on the shadows, just nourish your dream, and until the point where your vision, your expectation, all your perceptions are non-judgmental and happy, and expect possibilities of creating this higher dream, so that we may nourish until the dreams are ready. For the fourth dimension is a training ground. When we have a dream, sometimes we want to experience, we want to check things out, see how it works up there before we make it happen, or maybe sometimes we do not want to leave something down here, so we go to, but we do have, because of karma, so we experience it in dreams, and then we come back. There is no consequence to whatever happened in our dreams. So the fifth dimension is the connecting point between our soul, our divine, the unity of all. It is a crystalline dimension. it is a plane that's exclusively made of light, when this physical third dimension is made of atoms and particles. Of course, the universe is really big, even the third dimension. You just got to look through a telescope. There's matter everywhere, but we do know that most of the matter is invisible. It is a higher plane, comes from there is higher dimensions that are not visible to the human eye. And so the whole universe is multidimensional, and so are we. We are multidimensional beings. We have chosen this experience to come on this earth to have this experience, because forgetting our divine, our eternal nature, provides an incredible training ground for making choices, for growing as soul. That's why we've chosen to come to this place as well, where everybody's got different reasons for coming here, but mostly it is a training ground. It is a very important place for evolution. Then the sixth dimension, once we move beyond the fifth dimension, is your connectivity to the eternal life of God, to the truth of all that is. And then the sixth dimension, you move higher into higher harmonic light, into sacred geometry, into multiple timelines and flows, and we can decide whichever we are able to whichever we choose to experience. Of course, we need to be very anchored in the fifth dimension before we move into the sixth, because otherwise the collective illusions or the collective dreams would completely cloud our minds. So we need a certain time to integrate the fifth dimension before we move into the sixth, and then beyond that there is a seven dimensions where there is no longer the flow, the harmonic flow, but we are anchoring the light within our reality, and we become the eye of God within the reality that we are connected to. This is the ascended master planes, and above that is opening to the eighth dimension on the upper part of the seventh dimension, which gives us connection to our soul family, our monad, our group soul, and then on the ninth dimension there is a dimension that is somewhat of overseer, that all the plans that are being formulated on the eighth dimension for experience down below is aligned with the plans of God and the divine plan for the evolution of our soul. And then he goes on. So those are experiences. We're all going to ascend if we do decide to do that. But then your own spirit and soul will ascend you to wherever is proper for you. So there is no matter where we ascend, it be the right place for us. You want to go as high as you can, but wherever you are is where you should be, and what you have to accept to be where you are. And so it is very much about frequency. It is like changing the television channel to integrate new frequency within our reality, for even we can live within this physical reality as an ascended being, like many masters have done, like Jesus, Buddha, and countless other ones. Yet it is not that easy to ascend, because there is countless interference that are both coming from the outside and coming from the inside, for we have created all those kind of mental limitations from many past lives, and now we have to go through those fourth dimension in order to ascend to the fifth dimension. We need to go through the fourth dimension, and before we can attain the purity of the dream, we have to gather all those darker parts we have accumulated in past lives, and once we accept that, we transmute it, then we are free to go to the next level and next level. When we do those space travel, or we project ourselves into other dimension, we usually land on a sub-level of any of a dimension. It is not like we can fully integrate it until we are ready. But then again, we are multi-dimensional being. If you had any one sort of any one dimension, it is like you are aware there. You are everywhere, but your awareness is only aware where you are aware, and there is so much more that will be coming. As far as I know, the galactic center holds the 100th dimension. The court of the Most High, the constellation Father, is the 172nd dimension, and the Great Mother Spirit at the center of the universe is the 300th dimension. And then beyond that, there is many other dimensions, more spiritual dimension, but we need to graduate from those dimensions before we can do that. Of course, there is no rush. And there is, once we attain the first level of ascension to any part, so the upper fourth or the fifth or sixth or seventh, then from there we are essentially living in eternal bliss. So we are not in any rush to progress or to move. Yet the universe will continue to educate us to eliminate that to eliminate that animalistic nature, that in order to develop more our divine nature. So essentially, we are multidimensional beings that have chosen to come into this life because it provides great, mostly at this time, because this time is very special for the earth, and because it is a key incarnation that allows all of us who are chosen ascension to be assisted by the universe in the most direct way. For all the universe is highly supportive and interactive with this dimension, where before they were not allowed so much to interact. Soon even the galactic may be coming down, those beings that are evolutionary like us, but have evolved into fifth, sixth, seventh dimension, fifth and sixth dimension mainly. For those who have evolved beyond, are not necessarily working as a galactic family, but more as an individual or as group. Sometimes there are beings from all dimensions that are participating in this universal adventure. Well, I hope this video was interesting for you. I just wanted to do this little recap. Of course, there is no truth outside of what we can perceive. There is always a higher truth, but it's a paradox. But there is no truth that is higher than any other truth. For your truth is your truth, and that's what you want to check with your heart. Let go of your mind, and your heart. There is an intelligence within your heart that will always keep you aligned, that will never lie to you, that will never. Everything is the heart intelligence is far higher than any mental construction that we can create, and sometimes the only way to discover this higher plane, higher dimension, is to open our mind, let go of all our beliefs, all of them, and so once we are free, we are able to be transported into another dimension. For all is one, all is there, all is here and now, right now. It is just we have to attune ourselves, attune our heart, and to prepare ourselves for this crystallization, for when our consciousness evolve into a higher dimension. The body follows, everything will follow. The consciousness is the main ingredient that is of the universe. There is nothing more important than consciousness, and everything has, on some level, has consciousness. For everything is an extension of your soul, therefore an extension of you. So I wish you a wonderful day. I hope this was interesting for you, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.